Started.
Okay, c4-10, and he starts with c4. Okay, let's try my antidote to the the English with the early d5. Right here, and see how it works out. Okay, the knight's under attack. I've got to defend it or move it. Let's defend it. If he takes, it opens up a line for this bishop. And I can castle quickly, which I will do. And then I can develop my other knight. It looks like it's comfortable development. His knight. I have to worry about knight b5 hopping into c7 or d6. Potentially, maybe I should just play a6 here. Let's see. If he takes, we're going to get a completely symmetric pawn structure. We are anyway. If I take, we get a completely symmetric pawn structure too. Maybe a bit dull. But yeah, let's put this pawn here on a6. I want to do that. If he takes, I can take back with the bishop. And I don't see any problem with that. I get a knight to c6. Yes, he gets a tempo on the queen. Maybe that's a problem. Or maybe he just wants to trade queens and give me an isolated queen's pawn. Could be. It appears that's what he wants. So maybe white's a little better here because the isolated queen's pawn is normally better in the middle game when you have queens on and have lots of material. So the knight comes in here. Let's see, threatening these light squares, and he attacks the pawn with his bishop. So I defend. And I still need to develop my knight. He hits the bishop. Let's drop this back. Maybe here. I'm not sure it does much on this diagonal. I mean, I could have gone to a7. Would have been the other option, the other way to play this. I could have considered d6 there. It keeps an eye on e5 as well as c5, because now we can play knight e5. But I will probably play, I'm going to play knight to c6 anyway and let him take the bishop if he wants to. It strengthens my center pawn. Gives me 2 pawns in the center to 1. Oh, he's taking the pawn. Okay, that's pretty simple. That is pretty simple. And he's hitting this bishop, which I don't want to give that bishop up. I should defend it somehow. I mean, it is defended, but I guess I should try and figure out which bishop is better to keep. Or I could play this out here somewhere back to c5 where it came from. He has knight c7. Yep, I'm going to keep as much material as I can. Try and keep things complicated since I've gone down a pawn here for not much. Nothing at all, really. He's got fine placement for his pieces. Yeah, he's going to get the pawn anyway. He's going to get that bishop anyway, I mean. Okay. So he's got the bishop pair, and he has an extra pawn. But the game is not over. I have a little pressure. A little bit of pressure on f2. It's pinned and attacked twice, but it's defended twice. He can just play e3. Maybe he should. I'm going to double on the f file while I can, though. And he's going to go there. So this time I'm going to stay on this diagonal. See if he wants to give up the bishop pair and give me a bunch of isolated pawns. No, that's not his idea. He wants to win a pawn here. He can take, take, take. I'm going to take here on f7. He's attacking 2 pawns, though. It's all good for white. But it does set up a discovered attack here. So let's see how he handles this. See if there's any tricks I can play. And he's just 1 pawn up at the moment, but 2 pawns are hanging. See, I can take a pawn and hit his bishop. Let's pause for a second. I can also check. King here is forced, and check again. The king can go to a h3 or f3. But I don't see any tactic after that, so I should just take the pawn. Like I said, I take the pawn, hitting his bishop. I have a passed pawn now. But this pawn is weak, is a problem. I can grab this pawn over here. Defending my outside passer, and he can grab this pawn. It's a tough choice here. Oh, I can gain a tempo on the bishop here. That's the way to play this. You know, he can check me and check again and win the bishop. That's the way for him to play this. Maybe I would have gotten his bishop in exchange. Okay, so I need to do something about that bishop. Oh, that's too bad. Let's see. Is there any way to save this? Say I go here with, he goes here, check. I go here, he goes here, check. I go here attacking his bishop. And so he can't, well, he can't take my bishop, and I take his. Then he takes here. But I've got this pawn. And I've got this pawn coming. Or, you know, if I just move my bishop away, defending this pawn, he takes here. That's just purely lost, because those 2 pawns against nothing over here would be winning. So this tricky bit here, yeah, he spots it. He spots the tactic.
Check.
And if he doesn't take my bishop, I'm going to move it. Ah, nice. So now I'm a little bit better, right? I have the extra pawn here. So yeah, let's save my bishop. And then attack his pawn. Wow, that was a lucky escape. Do I want to come forward with the king? Probably do. Yes, I probably do. I have the idea of pushing the e-pawn forward. If he attacks, for example, on b2, okay, he's defending his pawn. Yeah, let's just start this pawn going forward. Can he really attack me anywhere? His king is trapped over in the corner. That's another advantage I have here. I hadn't really fully reckoned in. But my bishop and my rook here, yeah, it's all because he didn't take my bishop. He should have taken it. Let me take his bishop, and then he could have grabbed a pawn with check. That would have been best play, I think. So let's go here. Let's see. His king can try to do a jailbreak, but then I have a discovered check and win the bishop.
Check.
He can attack my king. So if I take the pawn, he takes the pawn, so I don't want that. I think I think my pawn is better than his. It's closer to queening, so I don't want to trade it. And his bishop can't check me from here or here. He can go after my pawns here. And then he can check me. Okay, so this is a case where maybe it's better for me to push. I push, he takes with check. I go here, hitting his rook. His rook checks me. And I don't have any squares to go to after that. I get forced back. Okay, I'm going to hold on to the pawn.
Check.
And with this pawn here, I can come forward with the king. This the problem with pushing the pawn was it left my king cut off.
Check.
So this way is actually helping me a bit, as long as I don't walk into any skewers. I had to pause for a second to think, oops, am I getting skewered there? Now I'm threatening mate. But the king here threatens
Check.
mate. Because his king has no squares. Okay, he gave himself a square, but is that enough? Check, king h2, bishop here, check, king back to h1. And maybe just king here. Taking away the h2 square and threatening mate again. Okay, so he goes to the back rank. Let's see, I'm going to push forward with the pawn. He's going to deliver a check here. And let's see, can I walk away from it? I can go here. Got a bishop check, but I can just take it. So I think I can walk away from that check.
Check.
Because now he can't really stop me from queening. Or he has to give up material. He could play bishop to here. I just take it. Or rook back, and then I queen with check, and he takes, and I'm a piece up. And as long as I don't stalemate him, I should be winning. Yeah, and his pawn is stopped. So he had his chance, but I think it's over now. Looking for a move. What can he do? He's only got the king. The king can move, but then I queen. The rook has no checks. The bishop only has one check here. Pawns have no checks, and any pawn moves, I just queen. So the only way to stop the queening is with rook c1 or bishop to d2. Bishop d2, I take it. Rook c1, I queen, and then
White
play on.
resigns.
Okay, so he resigned. Good game. I will upload this and do a postmortem. See you guys later. Bye.